Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
So, guys, we want to thank you guys again for your support. We couldn't do it without you guys. And thank you guys also for your support on Patreon and Ko-Fi and the beautiful support that we get with the lives again when we do the lives. You know, we wanted to kind of get people more into the focus of, okay, we understand what's going on in the world right now. What do we do about it? What do we do about it in our own personal lives? One of the things that Cindy and I do is we work out all the time. We make sure that we work out mind, body, and spirit, again, holistically, on a regular basis, which for us is pretty much every day. Of course, we cycle through the things we do. And we will share with you specific exercise routines as well as, again, what we do for food and diet and all these different aspects of life. As you know, we tend to start out our day with mantras and meditation to set off things in the right order. But we want to share too with you guys, what supplements do we use? And feel that we can trust. I've used creatine forever, going back to, the 80s. I've used creatine, maybe even in the 70s when I was a kid. Again, my health journey began from being terrorized as a 4th to 6th grader. I was terrorized by a group of kids, and when I saw we were watching Stranger Things season 5, by the way, just came out, and in it a kid gets picked on, and there's like a group of them that circles him and beats him up. Well, that was me when I was 10 to 12. For 2 years, terrorized. It drove me into joining karate school and also buying a weight set and working out and never stopping. So when it comes to something that I think has real benefit for working out, creatine, absolutely. However, did you know, and I didn't, and I've studied a lot of this for decades, I didn't realize how much research is coming out that's showing that creatine is really good for stress and brain function, and literally can be one of the keys in repairing a damaged brain.
It's one of them. I mean, there's so many things that you need to do, but this is definitely a layer that I would add to my routine.
Yeah, when we look to nature, again, I think there's a tendency to want to take a magic pill and just say, let me just take this magic pill and everything's going to be fine. I don't have to do anything else. No, you have to layer it. You have to approach it from many different angles. When we're talking about, again, holistic health, that's approaching things from a complete perspective. And that's again, how we want to look at things. Things that can work amazingly well generally take a little time. The natural way of doing things takes a little time, and like with creatine, again, it's not going to miraculously cure whatever type of brain injury that you may have, or maybe it's just simply brain fog, maybe it's a lack of mental energy, maybe it's a lack of physical energy. Again, I do think that as a society, we accept too much as far as limitations that are given to us by society in general. I think we can do miracles on a daily basis. I really do think so, because we've seen them. But creatine, when we talk about creatine, it improves energy production in muscle and brain cells. Improved energy production enhances mitochondrial function and may help control inflammation and oxidative stress in cells. That's enormous. Most disease is about inflammation. Controlling inflammation in the body is always going to be one of the prime directives when you want to take control of your health. And also, when we're talking about aging and oxidative stress. So right off the bat, that's huge. Who could benefit the most from creatine? Populations such as older adults, women, and people following vegan or plant-based diets who have lower levels of creatine. Creatine is naturally found in beef. That's one of the prime sources that you can get it, as well as there are other sources. In this world, again, we have so many options available to us, and we do use creatine ourselves. We've just started to. I should speak for myself. I just started to do it again. Which I really was doing it to improve brain function. Sometimes, that fogginess can be one of the most disorienting and frustrating things when you don't feel like just super sharp. There's other things that can improve that too, which we've touched on. Ozone is amazing. And, again, so many other things. We got to layer our approach when we're looking at natural health. And the other thing, when you look at this, what are potential mood and brain benefits from creatine? Studies suggest that creatine may reduce depression and anxiety symptoms, improves stress resilience, and may also improve memory and cognitive function. How should you take it? A typical person can benefit from taking about 5 grams of creatine a day. Some people may benefit from an initially higher dose, for example, 20 grams a day for 1 to 2 weeks. It was always a given that people would creatine load and then back on off. I got to say, there can be side effects, including digestive issues. But I always understood, how it was something that you would notice when you are not doing creatine, you add creatine in, all of a sudden, the weights that you were using seem lighter. And also, it seems like your endurance goes up a lot. But when you look at other things like supporting healthy blood sugar levels, possibly helping with inflammation, reducing things like brain fog and improving cognition and brain health, and actually supporting the mitochondria, this is just fabulous. And really, it's not expensive. It's not expensive at all, relatively speaking. And we buy it in bulk. And I let Cindy do most of the research, and she's our purchasing agent for our supplements typically, because she really looks into it in good detail.
I do my best, but I think it works well as long as you're not on the standard American diet, as long as you're not on the SAD diet. And if you are on the SAD diet, know that you might be taking in the creatine, but it might not be helping if you're still taking in the things that actually leach it or blunt it from the body.
Yeah, and again, some of those things.
Caffeine is a big one.
Yeah, and that's a bummer because I love coffee in the morning. Coffee is something that I just love. I have gone periods of time without coffee and, supplemented like a green tea. And that does feel good too. Again, it's all about balance and taking things one step at a time. Take it easy on yourself, but recognize, again, the benefits of some things. And, again, no interest in becoming, a senior citizen pro bodybuilder. We're talking about functioning into your 60s, 70s, 80s, and past that, because you really can. You don't have to automatically, accept that you're going to deteriorate to a point where you can't do the things that you love to do as we get up there and start moving the decades by and start thinking of things timing wise in terms of decades. Again, it's all relative. The biggest thing I really would love to get across is the fact that we have almost unlimited potential in the Bronze Age compared to the Kali Yuga that we all pretty much had grown up in. And we don't have to accept what was the norm. Really, truly, the sky is the limit. And this could be a simple item that can boost a lot of the body's function.
I think it's very, very helpful. Do your homework. I have heard of at least, I'm sure there's more than one, but one person had a really bad experience with it. But one out of millions and millions and millions of other people saying it's okay. Just, keep an eye out. Everything is not for everyone.
Yeah, typically gastrointestinal distress is the thing you may notice, especially when you're first doing it. So, take it easy, take it slow. There's different ideas on, proportionate how much creatine you should take in. But yeah, absolutely. Definitely will increase muscle strength and power. It surely could enhance brain health and function, perhaps even helping with some traumatic injuries. Definitely also boosts cognitive function and stress. As you see, potential treatment for neurodegenerative diseases. This is huge, as we have very close friends that have been diagnosed with things like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Improve your mood, help with muscular dystrophy, and also support bone health. It seems like a winner. Just go light. This is Tim Ferriss, and so I've seen this Dr. Rhonda Patrick being interviewed by a whole bunch of people now and talking about creatine. And so, again, I'll link this one for you guys if you want to go deeper into this, as there are people that are even more experts than we are on this. Again, our background is a varied one, and I think that we've accumulated a lot of knowledge over the years in a wide variety of topics. So we just want to share what we can with you guys and encourage you to look deeper for yourselves.
Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.